Welcome back to the show. Many thanks for staying with us. Now, the police anti-human trafficking unit has arrested 2 suspected human traffickers. Both are Nigerian women in their mid-20s who were picked up by a police patrol team after they were named by their victims. 4 of the victims, who are also Nigerian, have been rescued. They say they were brought into the country by the suspects thinking they were coming to do some domestic work. Yesterday, my colleague Daniel Dazi visited the Kaneshi police station where the suspects were held. And Daniel is here in the studio with me. Daniel, tell us a bit more about this. How did the victims, cross paths with the police so then that they were able to report these 2 kingpins, so to speak, who have been picked up?
That's a very question which you would need to ask, because it was actually a police patrol team doing its rounds on Wednesday dawn, and that's the very early hours of the morning. And they met this group of young ladies there whom they suspected to be prostitutes. So they interrogated them. One of them admitted that she is a prostitute.
A commercial sex worker.
Well, a commercial sex worker,
right.
Thank you. So one of them admitted that she is a commercial sex worker, and she said that she's not doing it of her own accord, and that she's a Nigerian who was brought to Ghana by her madam. Her madam told her she's going to come and work as a trader, help her in her trading business. But when she came, she was made to do some rituals with her pubic hair and her nails, and told that because of those rituals, if she's to leave and not participate in the commercial sex trade, she will, develop some sort of disease.
Wow.
So this is the story she told the police patrol team.
Wow.
They then followed her to their base, which is at Abekala Pass. It's a house close to this popular hotel called Carter Hotel. Okay. Right. So there they apprehended the madam and an accomplice. And these 2 Nigerian women are Favor Peter and Blessing Anita. One is 26, one is 27, the madams. Yeah. They brought them to the police. Now, initially, they should have immediately taken them to the divisional command, but they realized that the closest police station with a female cell was Kaneshi District Police headquarters.
So that's how the matter ended at the Kaneshi police station. Right.
Yes.
And then from there, what has happened? What's the police saying about the matter as of now?
Yeah, so when I visited the police station, and from the engagements I've had with the police since then, they said that with human trafficking issues, it's the anti-human trafficking unit at the police headquarters that deals with it. Okay. So actually, when the commander came to meet that he has these 2 suspects in his custody, he immediately handed them over to the anti-human trafficking unit. They have received them. Investigations are ongoing. Now, there's some good news attached to that, because 2 more victims have been rescued by the anti-human trafficking unit. What has happened is that they have been placed in police protective custody. They are now in the shelter of the police. There are 4 girls now. It is unclear.
That is the 4 victims.
The 4 victims. Right. So the police is saying that they are continuing investigations.
They're continuing investigations. Yeah, that sounds like a cliche at the moment, but we'll have to deal with it, whether we like it or not. Did you get to see them?
No, they refused to lead me to them. They said that they are protecting their identity, the victims especially. And
okay.
Yeah, but we are still liaising with the police to catch a glimpse
a bit more information on that. Thank you very much, Daniel Dazi. Daniel Dazi with that updates there. I don't know whether or not to advise young people, or whether or not to advise females and who are in the search of jobs, whether it'll be in my place to do so, but let me just stick to my script, okay? All right, so let's look at some other stories now, and we're taking you on a trip to Adan, where illegal salt mining, referred to in Gadangme as Achiakbo, is wreaking havoc for many of the residents of Adan living near the Songo Lagoon. Salt mining is a major occupation for them, by the way, but that's the source of livelihood. That source of livelihood is gradually fading away as some unscrupulous people have taken to Achiakbo, an illegal method of mining salt. So with Achiakbo, people arbitrarily carve out private salt pans from the lagoon, and by so doing, they forsake the communal access that allowed everyone to benefit from the resource. But the residents and the Adan Songo Salt Women's Association mounted a fight, not with guns and clubs, but with a dance drama. Joy News' Maxwell Agbagba sat through the performance, highlighting the menace, and has come through with this interesting report.
sounds of men, women, and children on stage singing in high-pitched tones. The title of the song is Achiakpo, the illegal salt mining that has plagued the Songo community. Another child walks up on the stage. She starts yelling. It is clear Achiakpo is wreaking havoc on families and communities, bearing the brunt most are women who formerly had equal rights to win salt independently and supported their families with the proceeds. A Ghanaian born in the Philippines, Liliana Kwame, is a professional choreographer. She assembled some of the residents and the members of the Dance Songo
women in particular and other people
to stage the dance drama.
Able to
she says the effect of Achiakpo is enormous.
Many women are now forced to work for very little, sometimes for 1 cedi for a big basin of salt. So many women are now really struggling to do the things that they were able to do before, and that has then led to a whole range of other issues. Teenage pregnancy, for example, has risen a lot. Women who feel that they are forced to perform sexual acts in exchange for money or in exchange for being allowed to win salt in the Songor. So it's had a really negative effect on women in particular and on families. Then, of course, there's the environmental aspect.
With Achiakpo, many of the women have now become laborers working for the owners of the legal carved-out private salt pans from the lagoon. And sometimes they have to agree to sexual favors from the owners. The anger generated over the menace is what will make the Vishna Queen mother of Kabiechu, Nene Adede, and Wandin Kiteku the first make this emotional promise of stopping the problem.
Let me ask my fellow Queen mothers, are we afraid? Are we afraid? My fellow queens, let us come together. I urge you all this evening. Let us come together and join the struggle so that Achiakpo must stop. And I personally promise that until Benahood moves to Donsini, I will never turn back. I will follow the struggle. So Achiakpo is no more.
Majority of the inhabitants living around the Songo Lagoon in Ada, salt mining is the major occupation. But just like many other mining communities, the practice comes with its own challenges. One of them is Achiakpo, you understand, is the illegal form of salt mining. From this dance drama, we understand some of the adverse effects as land erosion and numerous conflicts that this practice has. They have lived the experience of Achiakpo, and that lived experience is evident in how they depict the menace. Maxwell Agbagba for Joy News.
3 foreign nationals have been arrested for illegally distributing slot machines. These are gambling machines which are required by law to be registered by the Gaming Commission of Ghana before they are sold or used. The arrests are therefore part of the Commission's clampdown on illegal gambling, which began with the launch of a task force late last year. Public Affairs Manager of the Commission, Beatrice Baden, made this known on News Desk earlier today.
And just to add a bit to what Mr. Anand said, just recently, the early days of this month, we arrested 3 foreign nationals who were actually distributing gaming machines illegally. It was our task force during their routine operations who chanced on them, and then we went to pick them up. We've handed them over to the CID. They are helping with the investigations. Now, our challenge...
Where was this arrest made?
One was at Hacho, one was at Dome.
Oh, so the three were not arrested together?
No.
Okay, so what's the latest with that case now?
You know, the police have a process they go through. So they are currently in the police grips helping with further investigations.
Right.
But our main challenge has to do with Ghanaian nationals actually fronting for expatriates. I keep saying that if a foreigner comes into the country, he doesn't know where Bogatanga is. He doesn't know where my hometown, Aguna Kunyako, is. He doesn't know where Aguna Duakwa or, you know, our localities are. It is us Ghanaians who actually send them to some of these areas, and we front for them. So what we are saying is that, please, as Ghanaians, let's be patriotic enough. If the Commission is putting in place measures to combat this issue, let us support it instead of actually fronting for expatriates. I'm not saying that it's just expatriates who are engaged in this. We have Ghanaians who are also in it. But most of the time, what we've identified is that Ghanaians fund for expatriates.
Right. So speaking of these measures which we are supposed to support, you've spoken a lot about the task force, but what are some of the other measures that you have?
We are engaging. We've had some discussions with our district assemblies. You know, the district assemblies have oversight responsibility over our communities. So what we're doing is to empower them to help the task force in their operations. What we're also saying is that we are relying on the public to give us tip-offs, because we can't go to every home or every corner at every time. So the public should give us the information that we need to help us in our operations.
Well, Acting Deputy Commissioner Kobianan also outlined some more measures that the Commission is employing to curb illegal gambling.
You know, once we do the clampdown, it's no strange that the next day you see some people, you know, still engaging in it. We're talking about Galamsey today, but there are task force, the whole nation is on Galamsey, but there are people who are still doing it.
But we can testify that it's gone down.
Yes,
I mean,
so
people are working at night.
And I'm telling you, we've identified and we are also planning. It took the nation some time to plan and mobilize the military and the police or the security agencies to embark on this clampdown. And that's exactly what we are also going to do. So we are going to follow suit what the military or what the president has done, and we are also going to make sure that, because when you take out the Galamsey, I think illegal gaming with the underage game and gambling or gaming is the next, and we will not sit down for this to overtake us.
I mean, we are definitely very concerned about.
Yes, yeah, but we appreciate the concerns that the interest that you've attached to this, and we've also been working with the GES, like Beatrice said. GES NCCA is also coming on board to make sure that the campaign and responsible gambling is really addressed in this country, and we'll make sure that we will clamp it down.
Away from the Gaming Commission, after it gained momentum on social media trends at the last quarter of last year, it appears that the GandhiMustFall completely died after the promise from the previous administration to take the statue of former Indian president of the University of Ghana campus. Petitioner for the movement, Dr. Obadele Kambon, says Ghana has lost its dignity and self-respect by failing to acknowledge its own heroes. MFA Nancy Jradose has more in this report.
Yeah, when the government first said that, I was actually thinking that they did not plan on doing anything, because oftentimes a strategy is that if you want to defeat someone, you pretend to give in to their demands just to stop all the tide. Because
if you're wondering what Dr. Obadele Kambon of the African Studies Department at the University of Ghana is talking about, just a bit of history. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, 1869 to 1948, the Mahatma Gandhi, into brackets, the Great Soul, unveiled and dedicated 13 June 2016, Honorable Pranab Mukherjee, President of India. This statue here was erected here at the University of Ghana somewhere in June last year, and it generated a lot of controversies. Had petitioners who had about some 1,000 and plus signatories, and also had a counter petitioner also gathering some, hundreds of signatures to make sure that either this particular statue is still situated here on campus or removed. What even made the situation worse was when one evening it was revealed that the statue, which had some spectacles on, was taken off by some unknown assailant. This made the Foreign Affairs Ministry back last year in a statement in September revealing that they were going to take out this statue from the University of Ghana campus to where we did not know. But then it's been 1 year down the line, and the statue of Mahatma Gandhi is still erect here at the University of Ghana. But Dr. Badele is of the view that Ghana has lost its dignity by refusing to honor its heroes and sheroes.
We don't have any statues of our own heroes and sheroes from antiquity up to the present, not a single one here at the university. It really, is a blow to the dignity of African people.
Listen to what he had to say about the recent monies Ghana received from India.
The government of India has just given Nana Akufo-Addo $1 million to refurbish Flagstaff House. Now that has import. What they're basically doing is saying, we're going to buy your president. Then they've also offered $200 million to do a new parliament building. So basically, they don't have as much money to throw away like China, so they have to make their dollars count. So the dollars, they're going to buy the president, and then they're going to buy parliament. But again, this is what they're doing, that we basically as Africans, they're not thinking about our dignity or our self-respect. Only we can do that. They're looking for who's going to, win in this international arena, India versus China. And we've actually seen this happen before, the US versus Russia. So instead of us getting in the middle and being a pawn for either one, we had this non-aligned movement saying we don't face to the east or the west, we face forward. That's Kwame Nkrumah who said that. I think that it would behoove us to look out for our interests instead of, India, they have their own interests. When they're coming in, when they're trying to buy off parliament and the president. Basically what they're saying, without saying it, is that we don't have politicians, we have prostitutions. Some mixture between prostitute and politician where they'll just buy you off, you bend over, they get done, and then they go on their merry way.
But most students were of the view that the statue of Mahatma Gandhi should be taken off.
It should be moved away because when you look around, we don't have any of our leaders, the big six, any of them, they are not here. So I think they should have been here before any other foreign destination being on campus.
I think it should be maintained because it has historical significance. It's been around for quite a while and we are used to it.
I learned he was a racist. And moreover, he described blacks and black women as bad people and never had any good view about them. So I think this statue should be taken off from here.
The University of Ghana says it will engage the Foreign Affairs Ministry to finally settle the issue. Until then, Mahatma Gandhi is still erect on the University of Ghana campus. Reporting for Joy News, MFA Nancy Jadosi, University of Ghana, Legon.